Welcome to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection since 1991. I'm Linda Karnauskas, and we want to thank you for joining us on this Friday, June 3rd. Right now, I'd like to give a shout out to our new sponsor. The Owatonna Today Show would like to welcome our new show sponsor, Fairway Foods. So go down and say welcome to our friends at Fairway. Also, at this time is our sponsors that I'm going to read, and we're going to give special recognition to them. Our premier sponsors are the City of Owatonna, Express Employment Professionals, Owatonna Public Utilities. Our primary sponsors are Amy Swain Hearing Centers, Anytime Fitness, Brookdale Senior Living Solutions, and Fairway Foods. Little Theater of Owatonna, Owatonna Foundation. Our interlude sponsors are Abraham Consulting Technologies, Bremer Bank, Brenda Bedmar Mortgage Office, Glenn Mager and Michael Mager of the Brick Mager Funeral Home and Medford Funeral Home, Carlson, Branstead and Company CPAs, ERA Gillespie Real Estate, Fairview Animal Medical Center, Horizon Eye Care, Owatonna Business Incubator, Sign Pro and Auto Trim Design, Steele County Historical Society, Steele County Transitional Housing, the Third Hand Video Productions, Tri-M Graphics, and TPS Insurance. We hope you will support these fine Owatonna businesses that support the Owatonna Today Show, and please say thank you to them when you see them out and about. It's because of them that this show is able to continue. And then if you're interested in becoming a sponsor, we'd love to have you. Come on over. And if you are a business and would like more information, you can contact our producer, Leanne Alt, at 390-5751. We have an informative show for you today. First, we'll be down at the Owatonna Public Library visiting with Darla Lager in the children's area. And then we're going to be on location with Dr. Mittal, and we're going to be discussing the conversation, end-of-life conversation. So you'll want to stay tuned. We'll be right back, so please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Jody Voisin with the staff at Fairview Animal Medical Center, your other family doctor. Fairview Animal Medical Center is a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
Recreational fires are allowed within the Owatonna city limits. They must be contained within a fire pit or a device designed for such use, and can be 3 feet in diameter and no more than 3 feet high. They must be 25 feet from a building or combustibles. Only untreated or unpainted woods must be used. Fires must be attended by a person at all times that are capable of extinguishing the fire. This has been a safety tip from the Owatonna Fire Department.
Hello, I'm David Einhaus with the Owatonna Foundation. Thank you to all of our donors who have helped make Owatonna a better place to live. Will you join us today with a financial gift? Owatonna Foundation is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. And we're on location at the Owatonna Public Library, and we're in the Children's Services Department, and we're talking to one of our librarians in that area, Darla Lager. Hi, Darla.
Hello, how are you?
Welcome to the show. I'm great.
Yay.
You're doing good?
I'm doing great.
Yeah. Well, you have a lot happening here this summer, and always do. So before we get into that, you want to just share one or two things about yourself and how long you've been here?
My name is Darla. I'm the children's librarian. I've been here on June kickoff day. I will have been here 12 years.
And you enjoy children?
I do. That's the best part of this job.
And it's evident when you read to them and you get them jumping up and down and
Yay.
and getting them to partake in the book. You really do a great job. So, beginning with that, we have a summer program on the way, and would you like to share with our viewers what that's going to entail?
Sure. Our first day of summer reading program is June 8th. So go to school. After school, make sure you come to the library. We're going to have Mr. Billy. He's going to come and sing and dance and be crazy like he always is. And then we're going to have ice cream. And you can get your reading log. So that's the first day you can start reading for the summer reading program. And that's where you start reading, you color in your chart, and then we have book fairs where you can come and pick out a book of your choice that you get to keep forever.
Now, I don't know who Mr. Billy is. Could you explain who's Mr. Billy?
Mr. Billy is a wild and crazy singer who jumps around a lot, dances a lot, plays the electric guitar, is very good, very energetic. He's
like one of the Wiggles. Like one of the Wiggles would be on the
He's
children's.
much cooler than a Wiggle.
Okay. Yeah, I'm learning. And so that would be June 8th.
That's June 8th.
All righty.
And then right away, on Thursday, we have the Zoo Man. And he's coming at 10 o'clock in the morning, and he will bring snakes and lizards and all kinds of reptilian, amphibian-like animals, and he puts them on your head, and he puts them around your neck. And so if you really want to see a snake, that's the day to come.
And what time of day would that be?
All of our big programs are at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. So after Mr. Billy and the snakes, is that interactive?
He tells you about it, gives you some facts about, like, the snake, if he brings a snake, and then it's interactive. Like, he might call people up to come up and touch it, and at the very end, he has them out.
I know there's some toddlers out there right now going, cool, Mom, let's go to that. And what else do you have planned?
The very next week, so on June 16th, we have the Bakken Museum, and they always they're very science. They come in, the theme this year is shocking news about your heart. So they will have all activities, and all their science is going to have to do with the heart.
And so educate children on how the heart works.
Educate them in a fun way.
Okay.
Okay. And then we have the Mudaiku drummers, and they drum in rhythm, and they drum all kinds of songs, and they let the kids drum, and it's not like crazy drumming, it's drumming within a rhythm, so it won't drive you crazy. And it will be loud, but not overly loud. And it's a song, so it's good.
Do they travel in to come here?
They come from Minneapolis.
Oh, wow, that's interesting. Where do you find a lot of your talent?
Some of it is through word of mouth from other libraries, and then some of it we're looking on the internet for most of it is probably through the Selco librarians, where they come and say, we had this program, it was really good, or we've had this program, it's really terrible, don't get them. So
the drummers would be a new one this year?
We actually had them last year as well.
So they evidently were enjoyed.
One of I think he was 3 at that time, said this was the best program of the whole summer. So that to me says you have to have them back.
Okay, that's great.
And what day are they coming?
They are coming on June 23rd, Thursday at 10 o'clock in the morning. And then this year it's a special event. We're having author Derek Anderson come, and some of you may know Derek Anderson because he's the illustrator of the Little Quack books. But he wrote a book called 10 Pigs, and he's going to do a presentation of the book 10 Pigs. So he's going to read the story, but he's also going to do like a puppet show and different activities with the book 10 Pigs. And that's actually going to take place the place of one of our story times, because he's going to come during the story time, and we'll be here from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock doing his activity with the book 10 Pigs.
So your normal story time is, why don't you share that so people would know?
The normal story time is Tuesday mornings at 9:30 and 10:30, and he's going to be here instead of that on June 28th. But every other Tuesday morning at 9:30 and 10:30 we will have story time.
Yeah. And will he do it 2 times that day, or
He's just doing the once for an hour.
Okay. And what else do you have for us?
Of course, we have to have Lego Mania, where we dump every Lego we own out in the middle of the floor. You build to your heart's content, and then we get to clean it up.
Now, what promoted that?
Well, it's a nice learning activity. They can just be creative and do whatever they want, and they don't have to worry about cleaning up. And it's something we like to do every year. Just, it's a building, it's a creative, it's something, and everybody likes to play with Legos, and we don't always have them all out, but on this day, every Lego we own comes out.
And how many of you help with that event?
It's usually me and then maybe some of the high school kids that work here.
Okay.
So,
do you find the little people that do the Legos, do they tend to team up and build cities, or do they just stay on their own and kind of invent?
it is a combination of both. A lot of the times the siblings will build together, or they like to build their own thing and then have us take a picture of it, because then we'll put it on our web page and they get to see their picture. And
what age groups are you seeing that participate in your programs?
We have maybe 12 and under, except for the book fair. Mm-hmm. The book fair, every age takes part in that.
Oh, okay. So would you say toddlers on up, pretty much?
like the Derek Anderson one, anybody can come. That's for 0 to 6 is how we have it. But anyone can come to that wants to hear him talk about his book.
Okay.
And the Legos, we have 3 and up, but just because we're afraid the 1 and 2s will swallow Legos or something. So
Sounds like a busy summer and you're not done yet.
yeah, that's just June.
Wow, we better get to July here.
So in July, we're having, this is a brand new program for us. It's Spins and Strings Yo-Yoing. There are 2 young men that are in high school, and they are going to teach us how to yo-yo. And they're going to show us different tricks with a yo-yo that, I'm terrible with the yo-yo, so they're going to come and wipe me out, just going, oh, how did they do that?
It's making a comeback again. Great.
And then we have, the only program that we have on a Wednesday, an official big program, is Jim Jay's, and he's going to do a marionette program. And he is brand new for us. We've not had him before doing his marionettes. And then we have Greg Skillstead coming July 21st, and he's going to have his magic show. So, and he likes to levitate people, so that's, hopefully it'll be
Whoa, I should come. That would be a challenge.
He always picks a very small child.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've never been levitated. And don't forget about the book fairs. We have a book fair every month, and that's if you've read 10 days, you get to come and pick out your book. And we have thousands of books for you to choose from. And if you miss the book fair in June, then you come in July and you get 2 books.
Okay, great.
But in our regular programs, we have story time Tuesday mornings. It starts June 14th, and it's at 9:30 and 10:30. And then we have Adventure Club, and that's done by 4-H, Steele County 4-H, and it usually has something to do with science, and they come in and do experiments, and anyone is invited to that too. And that's every Wednesday starting June 22nd.
For younger children, could parents accompany them
Sure.
for that?
Because we've had 4 and 5-year-olds who come with their parents and help. And then we also have gardening every Wednesday morning from 9 to 10. And you can go out and water and weed and pick your veggies and eat your veggies. And we have raspberries out there. You can go and eat the raspberries. They never seem to make it into the library. The green beans do, but the raspberries never make it, or the strawberries.
So you have numerous wonderful events to share with the children here
We do.
in Owatonna. It's just amazing to me all you accomplish. Plus keeping up this beautiful facility, and your books all filed, and everything just looks so wonderful.
We have lots of help.
What are the hours of the library again for the children's services?
It's Monday and Tuesday and Thursday, 9 to 9. Wednesday and Friday and Saturday, 9 to 5.
Okay, they can come down anytime
Yes, they can.
and ask any information or whatever. They could even call about books, correct?
Yes, that would
Okay,
be great.
Well, it was a pleasure learning all about what's going on this summer, and we wish you continued success in your programming.
Thank you very much.
Okay. We will take a short break to hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back, so please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Jean Newkirk, personal banker here at Bremer Bank. Come see me today for our current retail loan specials and any of your banking needs.
And I'm Ryan Gillespie, mortgage loan officer here at Bremer Bank in Owatonna, and I'm happy to help you with all of your home loan needs. Come see us today.
I didn't just want another job, I wanted a career, so I expressed myself.
I was new to town and I didn't know where to turn for a job, so I decided to express myself.
I decided to express myself, and they helped find the right career for me.
Express Employment Professionals is in contact with thousands of companies in need of quality employees. Come in now and get the job you deserve.
Express yourself today.
I'm Bill Owens with the Owatonna Business Incubator. Whether your business is just starting out or is expanding, we have the office space and manufacturing space that you need. As the Small Business Counseling Center for this region, we are able to help you in your expansion or your startup of your business. We are a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, Warren Abraham, Abraham Consulting Technologies, your one-stop technology shop. We support the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, I'm Tim Anderson, the owner of Anytime Fitness, where we make getting healthy affordable and convenient. Anytime Fitness is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. And we were recently on location at the Engaged for Life Senior and Caregivers Expo. And we had a discussion with the keynote speaker, Dr. Simon Mittal, about the conversation. Hi, Dr. Mittal. Thank you for sharing all your knowledge with us today. Before we get into the subject at hand, would you please share a little bit about yourself and how you ended up back here in Owatonna?
Sure. Well, it's been a joy to be back in Owatonna. I was here 6 years ago, is when I left. I currently live up in the cities and I work in senior care. I work in nursing homes providing care on site, and we deal with this issue a lot. And so I'm excited to be here today.
What is it that you do up in the cities right now? Do you specialize with that industry? Or?
Yes, we're very much involved in what's happening in the senior care population, both inside nursing homes and outside. And we're providing a lot of support and provider services, medical services, to help them really navigate some of these very challenging issues.
Now, the conversation we're going to have today is the elephant in the room.
It is.
The conversation we probably all need to have. Yeah. So why don't you shed some light on that? Sure. What is the conversation?
Sure. The conversation is really the most important conversation that we're not having. And it's about death. And we're very uncomfortable about talking about it in ways that can help us really understand how would we like to die. And when we think about that, I think the studies would show that most people are not having this conversation. We're thinking a lot about it, and I think we want to have the conversation, but we're not really absolutely having that in ways that allow our loved ones to know what we really want at the end of our lives. And also with our healthcare providers and healthcare teams, how do they know that we're going to follow the wishes, we're going to keep dignity as a high priority in these interactions that we have at the end of life.
When is the right time to have, I know timing's everything.
Yes.
When is the right time?
Yeah, there's no perfect time because everybody feels so uncomfortable with the issue. What I find is that setting time aside and really thinking through what it is you're wanting and what you want to say, and then recording that in a way that allows people to know exactly what you would want during some of these very, very challenging times. I would say when not to have the conversation is not in the emergency room or a medical crisis situation. Those become very challenging because there's so much emotion wrapped around what's going on, and there's so much information that are coming at both the patient and their families to make decisions that are very, very important to them.
When you have the conversation, what are some points that should be included in that conversation?
Sure. I think it's important for people to be able to express, what do I really want at the end of life? What are the things that are really important to me? So for example, is it important that you're in a hospital or at home? Is it important that you're treating pain, treating discomfort? Is it important that you prolong life? Is it important that you have the ability to say goodbye to your loved ones or to be able to communicate with your loved ones? Those become really important value statements that help you as an individual decide, this is how I want this to go. Most people would say they don't want to die in a hospital, and yet in this country most people do die in hospitals. And so if that's not what you want, how can we change that? How can your loved ones help you in that and recognize that that's not what you want? Most people may not want to be on a breathing machine, for example. Okay, so what does that mean, and how do we now provide the right support?
Yeah. What are some of the documents that would assist a family in having the conversation?
Sure. So we talk about advanced care planning, which is really a way of thinking through what do I really want. We want to record that in a couple of different documents. The first one is the healthcare directive. And the healthcare directive, also known as the living will, can do several things. It can allow you to assign a healthcare proxy, so somebody who can make healthcare decisions when you can't make decisions for yourself. It can also outline very specific treatments, and it can do one or the other or both of those things. We recommend that both are in that document, that there's a real clear understanding of what you would want and what you don't want, and also that there's somebody that you really trust and have had the conversation with who can be your healthcare proxy.
Okay. So if you have the paperwork in line, does it take the pressure off the family?
Oh, very much so. And oftentimes, and many of us in healthcare have seen this, where there's a lot of discomfort and a lot of different opinions that come to light. And so what becomes real difficult in that is how do we have a way to clear the air and make sure that we've got the right things in place.
All right. You said not to necessarily use a shock factor in just presenting this conversation. How should it be administered? Is it something that we do all in one sitting?
Sure. Most of the time, no. Most of the time, we really want to have this over time because people need to think through their process and they need to think through their answers. And as loved ones, we have our own emotional pieces that we've got to kind of manage and deal with. So it is something that I recommend having over time in multiple conversations. And also to remember that the decisions made aren't written in stone and can be changed. I think those things become real important factors.
How did you become an expert in this area?
Well, unfortunately, I've had very personal experiences, both with my mother and my father.
I'm sorry.
I thank you for that. My mother passed away when she was 51, and just really seeing her go through a very difficult time in her death process was very challenging. There was a lot of denial. There was not really a conversation. She went through procedures that really were very uncomfortable for her. My father passed away recently in January, and he had a very different death experience where he passed away quietly, peacefully, loved ones around him. But we had had a conversation about what he wanted, and it made all the difference in the world. So it became a very personal thing, and being in the field that I'm in, seeing the discomfort and the challenges that both patients and families face when we have options, we have ways of having this conversation in a way that really allows people to be more settled.
And so personal experience really is a driver for you.
Oh, absolutely.
Also, you said a child that's later in life, us baby boomers,
Yeah.
we're all getting later in life, we're having parents that are later in life due to our healthy living, things like that.
Right.
So this conversation can be had on both sides at the same time.
Absolutely. And it's really interesting when you start having these conversations as a family, people will start to offer, here's what I want as well. They start to offer those things. And it may not be a complete conversation, but it's a conversation that allows that to continue over time.
And it can be fun. It can, even though the topic is serious and it's sad, but I think if it's done in advance, it can almost be fun, a fun thing to kind of tease each other a little bit about it.
And you can do some reminiscing, and there's some fun things you can think about, and you can be kind of silly about it as well.
Yeah.
Well, I know I don't want to be stood on my head, for example. So there's definitely some fun things you can do with it.
Not that it's a fun issue,
Sure.
but it's a serious issue. Can you share with us some of the myths about hospice?
Sure. So hospice is really widely used now, and it's used not only for terminal illness, it's really used in a way to say, can I help an individual be comfortable? Can I help them really manage their symptoms so they're not in pain, they're not short of breath, they're not in discomfort? They may be in a dying process, but there are times that people graduate hospice and they actually do well because we've managed their symptoms well.
So don't necessarily shudder. Would you explain in the different paperwork documents you talked about, one that was unique to me, and maybe you could clarify quickly here, is the PULSE.
Yeah, the PULSE stands for the Provider Orders for Life-Sustaining Treatment, and it's divided into 3 different sections. One is whether you want CPR, and the next is really a description of what are your goals, what are you trying to accomplish. And then the third section really talks about specific treatments that you may want or you may not want. And so it allows the provider to really know that. And it is signed by the doctor, so it actually becomes an order that can now be used by the healthcare community.
And could you explain how that could be used quickly at a 911 situation as well?
Absolutely, and that's a very common scenario where 911 is called. If that document is available, it can give direction to the paramedic saying, okay, here's what I know this individual would want versus what they wouldn't want. And now that can help direct the treatment and really help individuals get what they want and be respected.
And quickly, what are the 2 things needed to make these documents legal?
So you do need a witness, and you also do need a notary signature on the document, and that does make it a legal document.
Where they would have to carry it out
Correct.
or whatever.
Correct.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you for having the conversation and sharing all your knowledge with us. You've probably made it easier and helped others to take a first step. So
thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
today.
Dr. Mittal.
Appreciate that.
Yes. We will take a short break to hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back. So please stay with us.
Owatonna Public Utilities, real people, real reliable, real progress.
Making life a little easier day after day, taking pride in our community, listening to what you say, a voice you can talk to. We're growing with you in mind in everything we do.
Owatonna Public Utilities.
Hi, I'm Rich from Sign Pro and Auto Trim Design, a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show. Come and see us for all your sign and truck accessory needs.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. We hope you enjoyed being on location. Now it's time for our community announcements. The Steele County Historical Society has awarded 3 recipients with a Historic Preservation Award. KIK Graphics and Printing in Blooming Prairie, Kotke Jewelers, Jeff Halls on the Pillsbury campus. The awards recognize outstanding projects and groups that have been purposeful in preserving historic buildings in Steele County. Habitat for Humanity of Steele-Watseka area is currently recruiting an AmeriCorps Vista, who will develop a homeowner education program focused on financial literacy. Habitat will be accepting applications for the Vista position through Friday, June 3rd. Individuals interested in the position can call the Habitat office at 507-446-0112 for more information. Brooktree Golf Course presents Wine, Women, and Golf for the very beginner or non-golfer. This will be on Tuesday, June 7th. It's National Women's Golf Day. The fee will be $10. The City of Faribault, Northfield, and Owatonna invite the public to attend a free rain garden workshop planning for pollinators on Saturday, June 11th. There will be an introductory presentation about rain gardens, and the workshop is from 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. at the Faribault Public Works Building at 1200 Bellevue Trail in Faribault. Space is limited and pre-registration is required. Interested individuals may contact City of Owatonna Water Quality Specialist Brad Rademacher at 507-774-7300. And then the 38th Annual Young Life Golf Tournament is Saturday, June 18th at the Brooktree Golf Course. For more information, call the Young Life office at 451-9401. And then on June 24th, we have a 50s dance party at the Owatonna Arts Center. Tickets are $15 for adults, $12 for Owatonna Arts Center members, and $7 for ages 12 and under. Tickets are available at Tone Music, Kotke Jewelers, and Owatonna Arts Center. Well, that's all we have for you today. We want to thank you for joining us, and we would like to extend an invitation for you to watch us on Monday when our guest will be John Petersburg, and we're going to get an update from the representative that he is for us in the state. And then also, we're going to be out on location Monday visiting Farm America, so you won't want to miss that show. Meanwhile, have a great weekend, and we'll see you on Monday.